animals' world. We are anonymous. Animals are not supposed to be used as food, clothing, entertainment, experimentation or any other purpose, and that animals deserve consideration and what is in their best interests. Animal right is a movement that tends to protect animals from being used and abused by humans. This includes the use of animals for anything that causes them pain and suffering, such as medical experiments, imprisonment in circuses and zoos, and fur production. Animal rights support the ideas that all animals are to be treated humanely and away from pain, suffering or murder. They shouldn't be used as food, fur or entertainment. Animals are also the creatures living on Earth with us. If people say animals should be killed and served us as food, then why don't we eat human? Human have the same nutrition that could be served. There's no point to say that killing human is criminal but killing animal is legal. Animals have the right to live in conditions that benefit and satisfy their nature needs, which include freedom, enough space and environment. But people draw negative attention to animal-related issues. They give out the wholly false information. For example, on one website there was a picture of some sheep gathered into a holding yard and the caption said that, "This is how sheep live all the time." They totally failed to mention the green field in the picture. With no doubt, it is where the sheep will not be returned once they have been sheared, or even killed. In today's society, people create some organization for fighting their government toward freedom and rights. They are fortunate because they have ability to speak for themselves. How about animals? People are always taking advantages from animals by killing and entertaining, and sadly they don't have a voice to fight against it. Some might say, if animals cannot be killed for food, everyone will need to become vegan, and getting the right amount of protein per day will be more difficult. And from the traditional Christian view, they also think that God has created animals for the use of human beings and therefore humans can use them in any way they want. Some people think that if it's okay for animals to eat meat, it should be okay for people to eat meat. Some of the animals need to eat meat to survive because they do not have a choice, and so do the humans. But however, animals should have rights as humans because they are also the creatures living on Earth. If humans have the opportunities to fight for their rights, then animals should also have the right to get the equal and fair treatment as humans do because they deserve it. The differences between animals and humans are not so great. They can think, and they can suffer. Many non-human animals are more intelligent than humans. Even though we cannot prove animals can suffer and feel, but more of us cannot prove that for other humans either. Animals' lives are even more important than ours. People never concern about what and how much they've contributed. Instead, they've been hurt by human and feel unsecured. As the singer Peter Singer, who involved in animal liberation, said, "Surely there will be some non-human animals whose lives, by any standards, are more valuable than the lives of some humans." Animals are important to us because they accept you no matter what, and they are extremely loyal, unlike some humans. More lives could be saved and stopped suffering by educating people on the importance of avoiding the dangers of smoking, reducing alcohol and other drug consumption, exercising regularly, and cleaning up the environment than all animals tests in the world. Tons of studies have also shown animals' logical, mathematical, and emotional intelligence, which proves the importance of animals' lives again. This is what George Bernard Shaw once said, "You do not settle whether an experiment is justified or not by merely show that it is of some use." The distinction is not between useful and useless experiment, but between barbarous and civilized behavior. There are some medial problems that can probably only be cured by testing on unwilling people. But we don't do it because we recognize that it is not ethical. We need to extend this same concern to other livings, feeling beings, and regardless of what species they may be. Some people say if rights come from the ability to think, the babies will not be deserving of rights, while some non-human animals with the ability to think like a human do deserve rights. A psychology professor, William Mason, has wrote that Increasing scientists believe we are merely at the top of a spectrum of intelligence across the animal kingdom, rather than standing apart from it. We may be better at thinking and more able to articulate our feelings, but animals can do all the same things. There are more studies prove that animals can actually think as humans do, which can definitely object the argument people use to refuse giving rights to animals. Animals are innocent victims of economic crisis as donations drop. How cruel is it if we repay animals with murdering, eating and abusing, since they are the ones who maintain our lives? We should care about them more than ourselves, because without their contribution, we would never exist. Albert Einstein once said, "If a man aspires towards a righteous life, his first act of abstinence is from injury to animals." We need to learn what is exactly right to do, and should stop being selfish by considering the others instead selves. Contribute something for animals. We respect most of consumer products such as soap and cosmetics have been duly tested on animals intentionally. We can choose buying the products that are not tested on animals. You can take a little bit of your time extra to look and decide the product you buy is cruelty-free. Cosmetics brands that are cruelty-free like Almay, Knights, ELF are available in drugstores. They have high quality and offer such low prices, it is ethical and suitable for anyone to buy their products. You will not take a long time to make decision of products, and it is only good for you, but if everyone does a little, it would be a large aid for developing and supporting animal rights. Also, you don't have to support animal rights because some people think that animals were born to have no rights. They are being confident about against animal rights by doing things to show their objections. Worldwide it's estimated that 40–50 million animals are killed every year for their fur, including raccoons, dogs, rabbits, foxes, mink, and chinchilla. The fur trade has gathered much protest from campaigners for the inhuman way the animals are reared and killed, often in cages where they suffer from numerous physical and behavioral abnormalities. Try to imagine if they did the same to human. Would you think it's cruel? Then think about why people would do this to animals. It is very simple and easy to show your support for animal rights. You do not need to do something grateful. To respect and be regard to animals can already help a lot for animals. We mention once more that animals are not to be used as our food, clothing, entertainment or experiment. They have their own lives and have right to be what they want to be. Because humans and animals are both the living creatures on Earth. All animals are now being used as human food, clothing, entertainment. And the reason why we should care is the contribution animals have given to us. There are lots of things we can do to support animal rights. To show respect is the best and helpful to change animals' lives in the future. Animal right is not only to help and support animals but also show our morality and ethics as being a human. United as one. Divided by zero. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget.